And we have breaking news. The party is over for retailer Party City. The company told corporate employees on a call today the business would be winding down operations immediately after nearly 40 years, and today would be their last day of work.
This is the story of how Party City went from a single New Jersey store with a $125,000 investment to a $2.4 billion retail empire, only to file for bankruptcy twice in 2 years and close all 700 stores nationwide. Nearly 40 years as America's go-to destination for balloons, costumes, and celebration supplies ended in December 2024 when the company shut down for good. The collapse wasn't a single mistake. It was private equity debt, a helium shortage, a pandemic, and competition from Amazon that the company couldn't survive. And it all started with one decision in 1987 that would define everything. Steve Mandell opened the first Party City in 1986 in East Hanover, New Jersey, after scraping together $125,000. He'd spent 14 years selling party goods for manufacturers and noticed the market was completely fragmented with no major players dominating the space, so he decided to create a one-stop shop for everything people needed for a party. Success came immediately, but after his first year in business, Mandell made a decision that would change everything. He turned over a quarter of his store into what he called a Halloween costume warehouse in 1987, and looking back years later, he admitted, "I never expected Halloween to be anything like it. After my first year in the business, I said, wow." That wow moment became the foundation of a retail empire. Halloween eventually represented 1/4 of Party City's entire annual revenue, which in 2015 meant $560 million from a single holiday. The expansion moved fast once Halloween took off. By 1993, they had 58 stores and $2.4 million in revenue. The company went public in 1995, and between 95 and 97, they multiplied revenue by 6 times to $141.7 million. By 1998, the stock peaked at $34, and Party City had become the category killer for celebrations, just like Barnes & Noble for books or Toys R Us for toys. But in 1999, everything fell apart when investors filed lawsuits claiming the company misreported inventory. The board forced Steve Mandell to resign as CEO and chairman. The company got delisted from NASDAQ, and the founder was out. Party City recovered and went back to growing, but Mandell would later watch from the sidelines as his creation got destroyed by the people who bought it. September 2005 brought private equity firms Berkshire Partners and Weston Presidio buying Party City for $360 million. They also owned Amscan, a party goods manufacturer, so they were combining the retailer with the supplier in what looked smart on paper. The buying spree continued as they acquired Party America in 2006 and Factory Card and Party Outlet in 2007, officially making Party City the largest party supplies retailer in the United States. But here's what nobody was talking about. All these acquisitions were getting funded with debt, and those mountains of debt were about to become a massive problem. 2012 brought the real disaster when Thomas H. Lee Partners bought Party City in a leveraged buyout. The debt load from this LBO hit $2.2 billion, which was roughly equal to the company's entire annual revenue. Retail analyst Neil Saunders would later sum up the whole situation with a simple truth: you can't outrun debt. Party City went public again in 2015, and revenue peaked at $2.43 billion in 2018. As long as sales kept growing, that massive debt load stayed manageable, but the company couldn't invest in upgrading stores or improving their website because every dollar went to debt payments, and that's when the Black Swan events started hitting. August 2018 brought something nobody expected. Party City ran out of helium. This wasn't just any shortage, but a severe global crisis that devastated one of their most profitable services because filling balloons drove foot traffic and profits. About 75% of the world's helium comes from only 3 sources: the National Helium Reserve in Texas, an ExxonMobil plant in Wyoming, and a facility in Qatar. A 2017 embargo against Qatar combined with plant closures and the depletion of U.S. reserves created a perfect storm. Party City's balloon sales fell 8% in the first quarter of 2019, and in May they announced they would close 45 stores, which was triple their usual number. The financial damage becomes clear when you look at costs. A full tank of helium cost about $195 before the pandemic, but by 2023 that same tank cost $350. The cheap, fun balloon service that drove traffic into stores became expensive and unreliable right when Party City needed every advantage they could get. 2020 brought COVID-19, and for a party supply retailer, a global pandemic that shuts down social gatherings is a death sentence. Nobody was having birthday parties or throwing graduation celebrations. Halloween got subdued, and New Year's Eve was canceled. Fourth quarter 2020 results showed revenues down 11.4% to $648 million, with a net loss of $96.4 million. They closed 41 stores throughout the year, and even though digital sales jumped 27%, it wasn't nearly enough to offset the collapse. 2021 brought recovery as sales rebounded to $2.17 billion, up 17%, but the damage had been done. The company was weakened, the debt still crushed them, and the competition was about to finish the job. While Party City struggled, Spirit Halloween dominated with over 1,400 pop-up stores compared to Party City's 25 to 100 Halloween City locations. Spirit had better store experiences, exclusive character licenses, and was taking market share year after year. Amazon became an even bigger threat. A 2023 survey showed 44% of consumers turned to Amazon first when shopping online for Halloween products, while only 10% started their search on Party City's website. Gen Z went to Amazon first 56% of the time, and Party City couldn't compete. Walmart, Target, dollar stores, and even Home Depot were all selling party supplies and Halloween decorations. Party City's products weren't unique anymore because you could find the same paper plates and balloons anywhere. That $2.2 billion in debt meant Party City couldn't invest in upgrading their stores, which created a vicious cycle. Journalists visiting locations in 2024 described them as having dull linoleum floors under harsh neon lighting that gave dental office vibes, with drab merchandise you could find at any dollar store. Foot traffic fell by double digits every single week between July and September 2023, and the end was coming fast. January 17, 2023 brought Party City's Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing with $1.7 billion in total debt. They secured $150 million in financing to stay open during restructuring, and in October they emerged from bankruptcy after eliminating over $1 billion in debt. Most of their 800-plus stores survived, and it looked like maybe Party City had pulled off a miracle turnaround. They still had over $800 million in debt, but that seemed manageable compared to where they'd been. August 12, 2024 brought new hope when they hired Barry Litwin as CEO, a turnaround expert who'd achieved market-leading growth at Global Industrial Company. The chairman of the board said they were extremely confident that Litwin would bring Party City to the next level, but the numbers told a different story. Comparable store sales fell 9.5% between July 2023 and July 2024, while consumer products division sales declined 24.8%. September brought attempts to raise additional capital, but those efforts came up short. Friday, December 20th, 2024 arrived with Barry Litwin, who'd been CEO for just over 4 months, holding a video call with corporate staff at Party City's New Jersey headquarters. The company would wind down operations immediately, he told them. They were being let go at the end of the day with no severance pay, and their benefits would end when the company went out of business. December 21st brought the second bankruptcy filing in less than 2 years, and this time there would be no emergence because this was liquidation. 700 stores, 12,000 employees, and $400 million in remaining debt all disappeared as Gordon Brothers got hired to manage going out of business sales. Litwin's statement to employees was honest. "It's really important for you to know that we've done everything possible that we could to try to avoid this outcome. Unfortunately, it's necessary to commence a wind-down process immediately." Woodcliff Lake headquarters closed less than 24 hours before the bankruptcy filing, ending 40 years of Party City history in a single day. Sherry Swartz, shopping at a Maryland location the evening before her grandson's 6th birthday party, told NPR, "I'm really upset it's closing. Really gonna miss this place. I guess I'm gonna have to be more organized and do it off of Amazon because now Amazon will own the world." Store lease auctions generated $14.5 million by early 2025 as Dollar Tree secured 150 leases and Five Below grabbed 40 more. $20 million bought the intellectual property when it sold to Ad Populum, the company known for Chia Pets and The Clapper, and by June 2025, PartyCity.com was back online under new ownership. Franchise stores in Hawaii, Virginia, Canada, and Puerto Rico continued operating independently, but the Party City that Americans had known for 40 years was gone. The $2.2 billion leveraged buyout in 2012 loaded debt onto Party City that strangled their ability to invest in stores, technology, or competing with Amazon. While competitors upgraded their websites and improved inventory management, Party City made debt payments. The helium shortage hit at the worst possible time, making one of their most profitable services unreliable and expensive. COVID-19 destroyed a business built on social gatherings. Spirit Halloween and Amazon surrounded them with better experiences and lower prices. Party City's differentiation evaporated completely. Steve Mandell, the founder who got forced out in 1999, watched the collapse from the sidelines and blamed private equity for loading debt onto the company, reducing competition among suppliers, and failing to invest in the stores. A single store with a $125,000 investment in 1986 became a $2.4 billion empire before private equity debt and bad timing destroyed it all. Party City's story shows how leveraged buyouts can kill even a dominant market leader, and after 40 years, the party is finally over. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.